it's Gaz from Forever Strong Fitness and Performance, and I just want to take a couple of minutes of your time to talk about a common problem we see with people in our gym and outside the gym as well who contact us, and we discuss about health and fitness moving forwards. And one of the common issues that we see quite often crop up, so I thought I'd talk about it, is people saying that they've got no me time and using that as an excuse. They're not putting themselves as priority, they're putting other people first, and then they're seeing their health and fitness decline, and they're struggling, they're losing the self-confidence, that self-esteem goes, and they find them going into a deep dark place because they are not putting themselves first. And the story is in the head that they don't have any time for themselves. Well, what we've got here then is 3 tips and tricks on how to create yourself some me time, get your health and fitness kick started, and get yourself in a much better place. Now, just to break it down, in a week, 7 days in a week, yeah, and there are 168 hours in that week. Now, I appreciate if you sleep on average 8 hours a day, now from what I see and the experience we come across, very few people actually reach that these days. Yeah, and that's still only 56 hours of your week. A typical working week, 40 hours, okay, although that could be extended, even if it's extended to 50 or even 60, it still leaves us with quite a lot spare. You've got 20 hours of traveling, say, which could be included in that work, whether it's taking kids to clubs or whatever. And then we've got 20 hours miscellaneous, probably spent on Facebook, Instagram or other social media outlets, sat on a sofa, watching TV, etc, etc. Or even taking kids to kids clubs, going to see your mum and that type of thing that you can't really get rid of. It still leaves us with 32 hours in the week, okay? Now, what we ask basically, or what we recommend, is it's 3 hours in the gym, okay? Yeah, it could be extended to 5, okay? We say around 2 hours worth of planning. And I'll come into that in more detail in a little bit. And then about 3 to 4 hours of cooking, stroke preparing. Okay, on top of this missed time, which will probably be included in some form of cooking for the family or yourself. And you're still talking 4, 7, 10 hours worth of stuff overall, which you could invest in yourself to move yourself forward. So even if you take the 10 off the 32, you're still left with over a day's worth of time with which to go out and do stuff. So sit down, look at your week, what you do, what you waste time on, because we all waste time. Guilty, I'm included, okay? And we have time to spare. It's just how organized you are, how much motivation you've got, who you've got kicking your ass, and basically, what you tell yourself, and the things you say to others. And what we're going to do now is cover 3 simple tips, which we believe will help you get moving forward, okay? And the first one is just say no, okay? So just say no. And what I've found with myself and with other people we've worked with is that a lot of people say yes to too many things. Your diary is hectic, it's crazy busy. You've got kids that you take to kids clubs, you're driving here, there and everywhere. You've got, you're the leader of a scout group or whatever, you know what I mean? You volunteer for some service or other, okay? Every night just seems to be busy. You're working late at work, all those types of things. But sometimes you just need to say no. Yeah, your boss asks you, will you stay for an extra 2 hours and work on this report? Problem, chances are you're not getting paid for that. So just actually, I'm sorry, I've got to be somewhere. Because if you don't look after yourself, if you don't invest in yourself, then no bugger else is going to do it for you. It's as simple as that, okay? So learn to say no, reward yourself by looking after yourself, get into that gym, prepping your food so that you are one step ahead. You're looking great, you're feeling great, you're energized, you're motivated, and you've got some self-esteem. You've got the confidence to get out and about. You've got that dress, all them pair of pants that you can get into, and you feel great. And it all just starts with saying no to people. As long as people understand where you stand, yeah, and what the response is going to be, they will accept it. The more you accept people's, or the more you say yes to people, the more they will try and take. The more they try and take, the more you will give. It's a vicious circle, okay? And I've seen it so many times to know that it is true, okay? So that's tip number one, just say no. Number two is plan tomorrow today. One of my routines before I go to bed at night is I will sit there or lay there in bed with my journal open, and I will write down everything that I plan to achieve tomorrow. And that includes going to the gym, travel times, prepping food, cooking, walking the dog. You know, everything is laid out and planned and prepared. And a lot of it is down on time scales as well. So I know at 11 o'clock, I'm going to do this. 12 o'clock, I'm going to do this. Okay? And it helps me visualize my day. And then if other things crop into that day, which aren't part of the plan, but impact on my important stuff, if I can say no to them, I do. Okay? I say no. And that's one of the things we get other people to do as well. Yeah? So if I know that I'm supposed to be meeting my wife for lunch at 12 o'clock, and I've got some work that crops up and it's going to impact on that, I just say no to that work, because that time to go and see my wife and spend quality time having lunch together is important to me, okay? If I need to be training that day, yeah, I block out some time for it. It becomes non-negotiable, okay? And again, by saying no to others, and when I say non-negotiable, yeah, you know, obviously barring an emergency, people know that that time is my time. They don't bother me, and it doesn't matter to them, okay? They accept that for what it is, okay? And anybody that's not willing to accept it, for me to spend a little bit of time with myself, then they're probably demanding a little bit too much of my time, and I gauge that people are doing the same for you too as well, okay? So learn to say no and start planning tomorrow today. So if you've got an hour spare and you can do some batch cooking, you can get 3 or 4 meals all done at the same time, which will save you days and days and days down the line, then get it done. You can put it in the freezer. Yeah, if it's that hour to get to the gym, then go and get it done. Get the gym smashed. Feel great as you walk out, because nobody ever felt rubbish after a good workout. Okay? You always leave the gym, especially here at Forever Strong, leaving that gym feeling amazing. Okay? So plan tomorrow today. And the last one is get a buddy. Get someone who is going to be honest with you, okay? We call them accountability buddies, and that's someone that's going to call you out on your shit. So when you're making excuses, okay, when you're coming up with tripe inside your head on the reason why you don't have any time, when you're on Facebook, when you sat on the bog surfing, YouTube or whatever, and you're wasting half an hour, and you probably log off your phone off Facebook, not actually achieving what you've got on there to do in the first place. I know, because I've fucking been there, okay? Then people will call you out on that shit. If you've been too lazy to go to the gym, people will call you out on it. If you're not eating right, okay, that person will question you. Are you eating, the stuff you said you're going to eat? Yeah? And if the answer is no, they'll give you the kick up that backside to go and grab someone who's A, honest, and B, in the same situation that you're in, because they're going to be motivated to help you, because they want you to help them back, okay? So get yourself a buddy, make sure you're both planning tomorrow, today, yeah, and learn to say no to people. The quicker you can say no to people and tell them why, the reasons why, they will become understanding. It may be a bit hesitant and resistant at first because they're used to you saying yes. But if you start saying no, they'll get used to it. They'll start accepting it. It'll free up more of your time. Yeah? Plan that spare time and get yourself a buddy to hold you accountable to it. Those are our 3 top tips. That'll utilize that spare time that you do have in your calendar if you just bother yourself to sit down and work it out, okay? Hope that helped. Speak soon. Look forward to